Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Today is Monday at the top of the week. And what do I say to you today? I say, Happy Monday to you. Make this week the best week. Prepave your week, which means set intentions. Set those intentions that you're willing to stick by. I guess I'm sure you all see what I titled this live today. And this live is called what? What are you fighting? Or are you fighting? And I'm not talking about physical, even though it can be physical when you're fighting mentally, but I'm not talking about that type of fighting. I'm talking about what are you bucking against? What have you heard in your spirit? Because we have checkups that go on in our spirit. My question to you is, have you heard some internal dialogue and you decided not to listen to it, even though you asked the question? And then when you got the answer, it wasn't the answer that you were looking for. Well, let me tell you about that. You have an internal guidance system. You have your higher self. The higher self is the God that lives in you. The God that lives in you is your higher self, okay? Jesus said when he left, he said, I'm going to leave you a comforter. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the comforter. I'm talking about your internal guidance system, the God that lives in you, the spirit in you that wants the best for you, your higher self. So you know how we're going through life and you have some things that come up because we have a lot of internal dialogue going on. Now yesterday I talked about you basically doing self-talk. But do you realize that internal dialogue is going on at all times? And through that internal dialogue, you are either answering, listening, disputing, or just outright dismissing. So those are the areas that you pretty much go through, because when you hear something, say for example, and I know I go back to this a lot. So you go to the doctor and the doctor you tell the doctor that your feet hurt and your knee hurt, and then the doctor come back and tell you, well, you don't have a lot of bone in your knees and we really need you to lose some weight, or so we can get you a knee replacement. And you hearing these things. So now you have this internal dialogue going on, which is you, because now you're like, oh, they said that my knees, as is bone against bone. What am I going to do? How do I fix it? So you have this dialogue going on, and then the higher self hear you with this dialogue. So then your higher self kicks in and say, well, if you would lose some weight, if you would start drinking more water. So you hear these things. We hear these things, not you, but we hear these things from our internal guidance system. And then what do? We either take hold of it and listen. Some of us do, some of us don't. We do it sometimes and sometimes we don't. But then you turn around and you say, well, I do drink water. I drink a lot of water. And then you hear the voice say, you don't drink enough water. And then you turn around and you have a friend that come and ask you, how much water are you drinking? And then you say, oh, I drink a lot of water. And they say, well, how much are you drinking? And you was like, I don't know, I just drink a lot. Well, keep in mind, drinking a lot of water is relative. Okay, so going right back to your internal guidance system telling you went to the doctor told you about your knees rubbing together, and the bone against bone, and then so your internal guidance system tell you that you need to drink more water, and then you need to work on losing weight. So then you hear the voice tell you, you get ready to eat a piece of cake, and you hear the voice say, don't eat that. You might listen, you might not. So then you get closer to it, and then you hear the voice say, don't do that. Don't eat that. So then now here's the internal guidance going on telling you. But then here you are, oh no, I'm just going to eat a little bit. Which is fine because you have a free will to do what you want to do. But you have your higher self inside of you telling you, don't do that, because your internal guidance system already know if you eat this, you're going to put more sugar in your body, and then your feet are going to hurt more and your knees are going to start hurting more, because now you have brought that toxin, some extra toxin, into your body. So now you have this war going on inside of yourself, because you asked the question, what am I going to do after you left the doctor? You talking, what am I going to do? The doctor said this, and then your higher self starts to tell you what to do. So what I want to tell you today, because we all have it, we all have that dialogue going on inside. When you hear your higher self telling you the best thing to do for you, and how do you know that it's your higher self telling you this? Because it's something that's good for you. We all know the voice when we hear it. It's in your voice. It is your voice, but it's a higher thought. And we know higher thoughts when we hear them. And if you don't know when you hear them, you'll know after listening to this live today. So remember, the things you fight will fight you back. The things you resist persist. So what am I telling you to do? I'm telling you, don't fight, because if you fight, it's going to fight you back. You know, you think about out here, they say that what they say, we're fighting breast cancer. We're fighting Alzheimer's. We're fighting, you know, all these different fights that's going on, but no solution is happening, because everybody's coming together for this fight. And because of the law, the things you fight will fight you back. So the best thing that you could do is listen to your internal guidance system and make sure we do the things that's going to help us to be healthy, to live the best quality life that we can live, because we have the thoughts and we know how to do it. So let me see. Hey, Candy, thank you for tuning in. You said truth. I don't know why people try to shut their internal guidance system down and make excuses to follow other means. You're exactly right. I was just talking to a friend today, and that's what we're saying. You talking about, because you lessen who you are, and who knows the spirit of who knows better for the person than the spirit that lives in that person. Okay. And I kept telling the doctor for 4 decades that I fell and a piece of bone broke off in my knee, and they insisted it didn't. Yeah, we know our bodies will not lie to us. That's the other thing. I was talking to a friend today, and I was just saying that our bodies are truly fearfully and wonderfully made. And if we listen to our bodies and give our bodies the things that our body is asking us to give, because your body will tell you what it needs. It's just a matter of us giving the body exactly what the body is asking for. So you said that you told them that it broke off in there and they insisted it didn't. What I was talking about a few years ago, a dear friend sent me to a doctor who she knew would listen. And after my surgery, when he and his aides saw how big the bone was, they interviewed me on how I was able to even walk all those years. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's deep, honey. You say we have to listen to our body's internal guidance. Yes, that's what we have to, people. We are living in a place, in a space now. The consciousness of man has awakened. That's why people are more health conscious now. That's why you'll find, I saw a post today from a minister friend of mine that we used to be in a ministry together. She posted talking about how she's looking at something that she used to use in her food all the time, and it's GMO. And she was just kind of outdone that she's been using this all these years and didn't even know that it was GMO, genetically modified. You know, we are, and that's why you see a lot of products out here that says non-GMO, vegan, no soy, no dairy. Now they're starting to plaster that stuff around because man has awakened. We are awake. and we want answers and we want to do our bodies good, so when you hear your internal guidance system, hey Trina, telling you to do a thing, I don't care what it is. When you hear your internal guidance system telling you and leading you to do a thing, listen. Even though it may not be what you want to hear. And, usually when it's something that we don't want to hear, is because we don't want to make the change. But just because you don't want to make the change, it doesn't make it go away. So that's where we have to put our big girl pants on or our big guy pants on, pull them up, strap them up, and listen to what your body is telling you. Just like everybody's now pre-diabetic. Every time I turn around, somebody's pre-diabetic. Well, guess what pre mean? Pre mean is not there yet. So you should be able to do something about that, and you can. You can do something about it by changing your diet. You can do something about it by listening to your internal guidance system when you ask your inner self, what can I do about this? Your self will tell you. So I don't want to be long. But I do want to leave you with the things that you fight will fight you back. The things you resist persist. So stop fighting. And hey, Trina, Veronica is speaking, needs to be in class every elementary school, middle school, and high school. Yeah. I was just talking to somebody talking about, you want a cup of tea? No. I can't do the babies, but I can talk to the babies' mothers. And they can trickle it down to them. The chemicals that FDA allows is crazy. Yes, it is. And we just have to be intelligent, and we have to be more aware and start reading labels. Stop. My husband is a label reader. He will come and he'd be like, oh, well, babe, here, something I may have bought, and he'll pull it out, and he'd say, babe, it's this has high fructose corn syrup in it. And I'm like, oh, God, Miracle Whip got high fructose corn syrup in it all these years. I never knew that. He like, don't buy that no more because we're not eating that no more. I just shared live because everyone everywhere needs to hear. Yes, thank you so much. So, y'all, thank you all for tuning in. I don't want to be long. I just want to come on for a minute. But stop fighting. Start listening, because your higher self, the God that lives in you, wants the best for you. So when you hear your spirit talking to you, listen. With that being said, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.